It's a luxury here today in Katowice, Poland to have such a weather like this. At the same time, the party delegates are busy trying to negotiate ways and means to mitigate global warming. NGOs, civil society organizations are also on the ground trying to make their voices being heard. They're having informal meetings discussing ways and means that they can have an impact to stop the greenhouse emissions from increasing. With over 100 negotiations happening simultaneously between governments, civil society organizations feel that they have little or no impact over the negotiations. At the entrance of the COP24 conference center, environmental activists protested against the slow efforts they feel being done by governments, propelling the need to act now.
We need to act now. You know, the fact is, we don't have enough time. And the negotiations are negotiations, but really it's about people. The people of the planet, the people of all different cultures and races and religions and everything else. We got to come together and act right now.
Climate Justice Ambassador and Regional Focal Point Officer for Western and Central Africa for the UNCCC Major Group for Children and Youths, Fatou Dieng, participated in a dialogue with the UNFCCC Secretariat and advocated that it's high time for young people to serve as negotiators and not just observers.
When we're talking about just transition, we have to make sure that there's intergenerational equity. Here, we're talking about having young people also engage in climate negotiations, because all over the years we have been having young people participate, but we have only had observation, like that is observatory role. And we believe that it's high time for us to also serve as negotiators in these climate-related processes.
The director of Green Up Gambia, a civil society-led organization led by Kemo Fati, advocated that the representation in the decision-making by sub-Saharan African countries is crucial.
The whole tragedy of climate change comes down to us, the sub-Saharan Africa, because our livelihoods are dependent on climate-sensitive activities. So our participation and putting our voice in these kinds of gathering is crucial to how we can be able to become self-resilient and, of course, build our adaptation mechanisms to adapt to the harsh impacts of climate change.
It has been 26 years since the establishment of the UNFCCC, and civil society organizations believe that negotiations are taking a slow pace and environmental action needs to happen now. Reporting for GRTS News in Katowice, Poland, I'm by Ibrahim Cham.